Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I want to touch base about something that's come up in the practice, and it's especially relevant today because today is tax day. And everybody knows what Mark Twain most famously said, which is that there are only two certainties in life: death and taxes. So the reason why I want to talk about taxes today is because something that comes up in the practice and on a regular basis, not just on tax day, but on a regular basis, is the innocent spouse doctrine. What does it mean? How is it applicable? Does it matter for you? And does it impact any litigation scenario you may or may not be facing? What the Internal Revenue Service Code states is that both spouses, well, one thing that it states is that only spouses can file a joint tax return, but also that both spouses are jointly and individually liable for the entirety of the tax liability. So what does that mean in plain English? That means that most common where this comes up is in a divorce scenario where there's been a tax return that is being audited, that numbers were fudged or has some questionable deductions, whatever, but that both husband and wife, both spouses, can be held liable for the entirety of that tax liability, both together and individually. And what that basically means is that the Internal Revenue Service can go after the most creditworthy spouse for the entirety of the tax liability. Now, there is a doctrine to protect spouses from the bad acts of the other spouse, and that is the innocent spouse doctrine. One spouse has to be the requesting party, and they use this doctrine as a shield from the liabilities of the other spouse. Where this comes up is there's a small corporation, a closely held company, a family business of some sort, and these questionable deductions were run through. And, examples would be, a lot of inappropriate purchases that were made by the one spouse that created a bunch of income that the other spouse really had no knowledge of because they were busy either employed at their own job, running their own small business, being a homemaker, or otherwise contributing to the household in some way.